I'm Mike Easterling. Welcome to Columbia Matters.
Before we begin, we'd like to give a big shout out to CA for being the recipient of a 2012 Silver Certificate for Healthy Howard's Healthy Workplaces. Way to go, CA.
That's great, great, great. This month, we're at the Columbia Ice Rink. We're going to find out about the programs and events that they offer here, and we're going to also find out about the Columbia Figure Skating Club's big holiday event, the Nutcracker.
You know, I've never seen the Nutcracker on ice.
I'm sure it's pretty good, Dee.
I'm sure it is. And we'll find out about the Twinnings celebration ceremony with one of CA's sister cities and the history behind James Rouse's very first land purchase 50 years ago.
Wow. But first, we're going to check in with Aria Connor to find out more about CA's recent storm cleanup efforts.
Columbia Association's open space management crews are always hard at work maintaining Columbia's 3,600 acres of open space. You may think all they do is cut grass and plant flowers, but they do so much more. After any type of storm event, like the hurricane that we just experienced, there's preparation work during the storm, and cleanup efforts afterwards. I'm here with Sean Harbaugh, Assistant Division Director of Open Space Management, to tell us more. Hi, Sean.
Hi, Aria.
So, Sean, what does the Open Space Management team do to prepare before a storm?
Sure. We get lots of notice ahead of time through the National Weather Service and also our partners at the Howard County government when a storm's coming our way and the impact that it could have to our area. It's just like a lot of weather events that we have around here, several days ahead of time, up to a week, when the forecasters are predicting that a storm event come our way, like Hurricane Sandy. We start preparing our crews, making sure equipment that we have is in good working order, and making sure that all the provisions and materials ready for us to use in the storm cleanup or recovery phase.
So what goes on while the storm is actually happening?
Sure, a storm like this, the Hurricane Sandy that we just had, we have low-lying areas in open space that frequently flood, like streams, some of our lakes and ponds that we have, and we need to have crews out there monitoring, making sure that they're safe or operating properly. So with this most recent event, we had a crew come in and monitor the lakes and ponds and a couple of our stream areas to report back any issues that there may have been.
What type of preparation do you guys usually do out in the field?
Sure, there's areas that we need to check, like culverts or other areas where water will go through, make sure they're not dammed with debris, and we try and clear them out as best we can. And there's also the storm drains and gutters at the facilities. In the parking lots, the gutters, make sure they're free of leaves. This year was really bad. It was when all the leaves were dropping, so we had to clean those out. But also the gutters at the facilities, make sure they're operating properly so that the facilities are taken care of as well.
And which facilities and areas are kind of the priority areas for you guys?
Sure. As far as priorities going to take a look at during the recovery after the storm event has come and gone and we're cleaning up the debris and the trees that have fallen, we go to our parking lots first, and then we go to our facilities, and then we start getting into our pathway system, usually typically hitting our pathways around schools and other neighborhood centers and village centers, as well as checking along our open space system close to individual residents' properties. We get lots of calls where people are telling us that trees are leaning or dangerous, and we need to go check and inspect those and take care of them appropriately.
How many open space team members are dedicated to the cleanup efforts?
Sure, we have about 45 to 50 team members that come in, and for this storm event, they were fully dedicated to make sure our areas were assessed and make sure the cleanup was done pretty quickly. And we were very fortunate with this storm event because the storm wasn't as bad as it was in other areas. We were able to resume normal operations within a couple days. We also have the opportunity when it gets really bad, the storm cleanup, if we had a lot more trees come down, to pull on our capital improvements team, and they have an additional couple teams and equipment that comes on board that can help us remove debris.
So what happens after the storm as far as cleanup efforts?
Sure, as soon as the storm event is over, once the rain is finished and the wind has started to die down a little bit, taper down, we have crews go out, and first we do is an assessment of the pathway system and our facilities and parking lots to make sure that there's no dangerous situations out there. And if there are, and they can address it quickly, they go ahead and remove those trees. Or we cordon them off or mark them off so at a later time we can come back and get to them, usually within a couple days. We also have a couple contractors come in to help us with the storm cleanup. Some of our more dangerous trees, we have a contractor, a certified arborist, come in and take care of those. So that's what most of our crews do.
So were there any lessons that you guys learned after this most recent storm?
Certainly, being prepared is critical. We had plenty of time to prepare for this one, and making sure that our crews are ready, making sure that they knew what the safety message was, making sure that our equipment and everything was in good operating order. It was a real good hit home. We did everything right for this one.
Good.
And the storm wasn't as bad as they were predicting.
Right.
Around here at least.
Well, thank you so much, Sean, for being with us today.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Aria. So, Mike, are you a skater?
Ice skater?
Yeah, we're at Ice Rink. Ice
No,
skater.
I'm going to say no.
Okay, you're going to say no, but you're from New England.
I lived in New England. I did learn how to skate, but I wouldn't call myself a skater.
Okay. Well, I'm from Texas, and I can skate. Not that I would call myself a skater, but why don't you go get us a pair?
I'll skate you.
All right, go get us a pair. We're going to see.
I'm going to skate to show you.
A twinning celebration was held in Cergy-Pontoise, one of Columbia Association's sister cities. Erin McPhail got a chance to speak with CA board members Regina Clay and board chair Sherry Zarrett about their trip.
Recently, some members of the CA Board of Directors got the opportunity to visit one of CA's sister cities in France. I got the opportunity to speak with board members Regina Clay and Sherry Zarrett to get some details on their trip. Regina, welcome.
Hi.
So Regina, what was your interest in traveling to France as a representative from Columbia Association?
Well, first of all, I've heard about our Sister City program for years because I grew up in Columbia. I've lived in Columbia pretty much all my life. And I wanted the opportunity to visit our sister city. I took French in high school, which was a little ways ago. But anyway, and so wanted the opportunity to go and visit our sister city.
Sounds nice. And what did you do there? Did you sightsee? Did you go on tours?
We went on several tours. We toured the opera in Paris. We had the opportunity to fellowship with other members in other countries from Great Britain and from Germany. And so we had time where we went out to dinner to meet with them. We got to see an overview of Cergy-Pontoise to see all the different cities and visit various places. We went to a theater there. We didn't actually see a show, but to see the theater and how they use the theater. We were busy from sunup to sundown.
Now I know there was something like a twinning celebration. What was that, and what was the purpose?
The twinning celebration really was part of the purpose was to celebrate the 35-year relationship that Columbia has had with Cergy-Pontoise. And it was a fabulous, fabulous celebration. And we celebrated it with our other sister cities that Cergy-Pontoise has in Great Britain as well as Germany. So we had representatives, the mayor from in Great Britain, and we also had representatives from Germany.
Now, Regina, earlier this week I got a chance to meet up with board chair Sherry Zarrett to hear about her experiences in France. Let's take a look. Hi Sherry, thanks for taking the time to speak with me today. So why were you interested in traveling to France as a representative for Columbia Association?
Well, you know, when Phil Nelson asked me to do this, we had been invited by our counterparts in Cergy-Pontoise to come and celebrate this 35th anniversary of our friendship under the Sister Cities program.
So what are some similarities and differences between Columbia and Cergy-Pontoise?
So Cergy-Pontoise is also a planned community, but they have 12 villages, soon to be 13. And they're a little bit bigger than Columbia. In fact, they have almost 200,000 people.
Wow.
So they have, in some ways, already gone through some of the redevelopment and some of the questions about density and those kinds of things.
What surprised you most about the twinning celebration?
It was really wonderful to be there and see the various aspects. One of the things is there were delegations as well from Germany, from Eckrath, which is a planned city in Germany, and from West Lancashire in England, which is outside of Liverpool. And they had representatives from their students from 15 to 25 who were taking part in the jumelage athletic competition. So we were able to see the degree of diversity in those populations. It was an illustration of the kind of shared values that we have with Cergy and with these other communities.
And what are some key learnings you gained from this experience?
Well, you know, I think one of the major things is we talk about citizen diplomacy. In fact, that's one of the things we have in our proclamation for this 35th year. And that was the basis for Sister Cities. This idea that we meet other communities really one-to-one, and we develop real relationships. At the formal ceremony, everybody was dressed in their formal sashes. Yeah. The mayor, who had been part of the original celebration 35 years ago, came to this ceremony and spoke so movingly about how important it was to have Columbia Association, to have Columbia residents be part of this. It really mattered to them.
Well, Sherry, it sounds like you had a beautiful trip.
It really was wonderful, and I was so impressed by the warmth and caring of the hosts that we work with.
Hey, Rochelle.
Hey, Mike. How are you today?
Good, good. Busy putting up skates. I may get some later on.
Certainly.
Tell us about the Columbia Ice Rink.
The Columbia Ice Rink is part of the Columbia Association, and we have been here for over 40 years, believe it or not. And we are here to provide the services to the community. We're open 7 days a week.
Wow,
I'm glad you're here today.
What kind of programs and events do you have here? Skating.
Well, we have pretty much a little bit of everything for everyone. Public skating session for everyone. Just like today, you see, when we're open from Monday to Thursday basically for adults, from noon to 2.
Okay.
And then we have, on the weekends, we have public session for families and children.
Wow.
We also have a Learn to Skate program here. That's where we teach the young kids how to skate. Hopefully we can instill the love of ice skating. And then we also have the figure skating club here at our rink and the youth hockey club.
What does it cost to use this facility?
Well, now we have the general skating session here, which is for everyone. We're open to everyone. You don't have to be a member of the Columbia Association to skate here. So to skate at our public session, it doesn't cost much. The admission fee is only $8. And if you need to rent skates like those right here, it's only $3 per pair. Now, if your child wants to join the Columbia Figure Skating Club, then they have their own membership fee base, which then that's separate from the ice rink.
Okay.
And for the hockey, the same thing. The
Right.
membership with them is also separate from the ice rink.
Now, what are your hours of operation?
The facility is open 7 days a week. We're here, sometimes we're open 3 days a week from Wednesday morning through Friday morning. We're open at 5:30 a.m.
Oh.
for the figure skaters to come in and practice their skating before they go to school. And the hockey players, generally, they come in here after school, after 6 p.m., and they would practice until around 9:30 or 10 p.m. So that's generally our weekly schedule. Now on the weekends, of course, we have skating sessions for the general public session, and also we have hockey game here on Saturday and on Sunday.
Wow, so you guys stay busy. How can we find out more information about the ice rink?
We are part of the Columbia Association, so you can find out more about our programs by visiting our website at columbiaassociation.org.
You know what? I think I will go skate.
Awesome.
Yeah, maybe I can beat Dee.
I've set those skates aside just for you.
Yes.
Here we are.
Great. Hey, thank you.
Have fun, and it was nice to see you.
Likewise.
Come back.
Will do.
Thanks.
And now Dee's got more information for you on the Nutcracker.
Thanks, Mike. This will be the 22nd year the Columbia Figure Skating Club has performed the Nutcracker in the Columbia Ice Rink. Joining me now to tell us a little bit about this year's show are Pat Muth, Artistic Director, and Mia Choi, one of the directors of the show. Ladies, thank you for having me in this very cold rink today.
You're welcome.
We're going to make this quick.
Okay.
Pat, tell us a little bit about a brief history of the production.
Okay, back in 1999, my daughter Martha was picked to be in the Nutcracker with Dorothy Hamill. Dorothy Hamill had the Nutcracker travel the United States, and I obviously went out to Chicago to see it. And when I went to see it, I came home and thought we could do that right here in Columbia. And so we started out with black plastic as the backdrop and a fake tree and everything fake, and an airline pilot who did the lighting, and that's when it started. Wonderful. And it was really good then, and it's wonderful now.
It's even better now, I suppose. Okay. Mia, tell us a little bit about who performs in this production.
The Columbia Figure Skating Club has close to 200 members, ages ranging from 2 to adults. And of those members, over 100 of them are in the show. So it is very family friendly, and the show is only an hour long, and it's guaranteed to put you in the holiday spirit.
Wonderful. So if we've seen the show before, why should we come back this year to see the show again?
Because it changes every year. We redo the choreography, we redo the costumes, we have new members, we have a new 2-year-old who is a riot as a tea cake. We have some adults in it this year, and we have some national level skaters who are the main characters. Clara and the Sugar Plum Fairy and the Snow Queen are all different, very high level skaters.
Wonderful,
So
wonderful.
It's wonderful to watch.
Okay, sounds like it. So why don't you tell us how we can get tickets? Because I know people want to come out and see it.
Right. We have 4 performances. The first 2 on Saturday, December 15th, 5:30 and 7:15, and then Sunday, December 16th at 4:30 and 6. You can come to the Ice Rink or call the Ice Rink for the tickets, or you can go online at www.columbiafsc.com.
And one last question
Yes.
before you go. How much are the tickets? Because I know people need to know that.
Exactly. They're only $12.
That's a bargain.
Yes.
That's a bargain. Is it $12 for everyone? Is there a break for small children?
We have a break for small children. 2 and under are free.
Everybody else, $12. Get your tickets. And thank you so much for having me here today. And I think we should go drink some hot chocolate now.
I definitely will. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
Thanks again. Columbia was founded in 1967. But did you know that the first land was actually purchased in 1962? Barbara Kellner shares the history of Columbia's land purchase 50 years ago.
The first purchase of land that would become Columbia was located along Cedar Lane in what is now the village of Harper's Choice. Settlement took place 50 years ago, November 1962. It was the first physical part of the creation of Columbia. But the idea for Columbia started long before that. It started with conversations between Jim Rouse and his first wife, Libby, with Rouse's work with President Eisenhower's Commission on Housing and the Greater Baltimore Committee. By 1962, Rouse had spoken of the ills of suburban and urban growth. By 1962, Community Research and Development, a subsidiary of the Rouse Company, had compiled data on population growth and trends nationally and in the Baltimore-Washington corridor. A 1962 CRD report titled Proposed New City specifically cited the area in Howard County as the prime location. Things were also happening in Howard County that led to the first land purchase and the ultimate development of Columbia. By 1962, Howard County had published its first general plan, which called for substantial growth in the rural county. Thus, the time was ripe for development. The county knew it, and Jim Rouse knew it, and he seized on the opportunity. There was enough available land at prices that made it economically feasible to assemble a large parcel. The first land purchase was 1,039 acres, comprised of smaller parcels conglomerated by local real estate broker Robert Moxley. The young, ambitious member of a family of Howard County businessmen and farmers was working for Security Realty, his uncle's real estate firm. After the first successful sale, Moxley worked at offering other parcels, large and small. He was unaware of the true identity of the purchaser because he worked with one other local broker and attorney Jack Jones, who each said they were working on behalf of an anonymous client. The first land sales were sold to straw companies with names such as Cedar Farms, Serenity Acres, and Howard Estates. They were later transferred to Howard Research and Development, the development arm of the Rouse Company. Land acquisition continued at a furious pace for about 9 months. On October 30th, 1963, James Rouse called a press conference. He announced that it was his company that was responsible for the extensive land purchases, and the intention was to build a new city. To learn more about this interesting time in Columbia's history, visit the Columbia Archives to see a new exhibit, Columbia, the Idea and the Gamble.
Whoa, thank you, Dee. The Volunteer Center serving Howard County has published its annual Holiday Guide to Giving. Let's take a look at what's inside that guide.
You know, during the holiday season, many of us are looking for ways to give back to the community and to help those in need, but sometimes we don't know where to start. Well, the Volunteer Center serving Howard County recognizes this need by publishing an annual guide to giving that provides resources on what local organizations and groups need so that those wishing to donate or volunteer are more effectively able to serve.
What we've done is we've collected the volunteer and donation needs of local nonprofit governmental agencies all in one place. And by doing that, what happens is individuals, families, businesses can look through the guide and say, oh, I really love this issue, or I really love this nonprofit. What do they need? And then they can do an informed collection, or they can do an informed project where they're actually meeting the stated needs of the local nonprofit and governmental agency community around the holidays.
There are more than 20 organizations listed in the guide for you to choose from, and their needs are varied, from donating time or money to donating baby products or arts and craft items. You can find the contribution that best meets your interests and budget. To access this year's annual Guide to Giving, go to volunteerhoward.org/publications. Happy holidays!
Very nice. Well, Mike, it looks like the hockey team is here, and good thing too, because I was getting ready to school you. The new year is quickly approaching, and for those of you who are looking for a way to jumpstart your fitness program for the new year, CA's Biggest Winter program is back. Registration begins December 3rd. For more information, visit columbiafitness.org.
Drop by the Singular Sensations holiday exhibit at the Columbia Art Center from December 6th through December 16th. For more information, call 410-730-0075 or visit columbiaartcenter.org.
If you've never had the opportunity to see the Symphony of Lights, here's your chance. This beautiful display of holiday lights is located in Symphony Woods, and it's open most nights through January 6th. There will be several different events taking place to give you and your family a chance to drive or walk through to view the lights. Call 410-740-7840 for more information.
Now, your local community associations have scheduled holiday-focused events for the month of December. Check with your local community associations to find out more.
We would love to hear from you if you have a comment or show idea. So send us an email to catvshow@columbiaassociation.org.
Stay connected with CA on the following social media sites. Get the latest on what's happening at CA on This Week at CA, a briefly weekly video series.
We here at Columbia Matters want to wish you and your family a happy holiday season.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next year.